just finished a load of dishes, and my pet fish live here in this tank. We use water every day.
Did you ever think about where water comes from before it reaches our homes and farmland? Before it reaches our homes, water has a source. Where it was created, someplace out in nature. Source water is where drinking water starts in nature.
Water sources can be above ground or underground, but they're all fresh water. Fresh water is simply water without salt. It's dry out here in the West. Fresh water is scarce, so we want to protect what water we do have from pollution.
What on earth are we learning today? Water found underground is a source of fresh water for people to drink and use. Communities can pollute groundwater, and we can help protect it.
Water is a natural resource, which is something nature creates that we people can use. Fresh water is a renewable natural resource, as it is renewed in Earth's water cycle. And it can be cleaned and recycled over and over before it is exhausted. Fresh water is also a limited natural resource because in dry places with many people, it is used up faster than it can be replenished. This renewable and limited natural resource runs over land's surface or fills holes underground. Surface water and groundwater both are drinking water sources. Let's name examples. The South Platte River is braided and lies in a bed of soaked sand. All that river water soaking and saturating the sand makes the South Platte alluvial aquifer. An alluvial aquifer is water underground that interacts with surface water.
You can go feel the saturated zone by squishing your toes between wet sand or mud. The saturated zone is where spaces between soil are filled with water. The unsaturated zone is where spaces between soil are filled by air. A long, heavy rain or snow event recharges aquifers and streams, saturates the soil, fills the spaces with water, and raises the water table. The water table marks the top of the saturated zone. Away from surface water, a disconnected underground aquifer soaks the saturated zone.
The Ogallala High Plains Aquifer is an underground pocket of water. How did that form? Millions of years ago, this water flowed in river valleys, and sediment eroded from the Rocky Mountains and covered that water over top. That's why the fresh water is under sediment today. It's still millions of years old, and generally, old water is cleaner than our shallower modern water.
Those sources provide water to northeastern Colorado for irrigation, for industries, and for household use. Water is pumped from its source to a treatment plant where it is filtered and cleaned with chemicals to be made drinkable. People in our Colorado communities work every day of the year to ensure we have safe drinking water. Complex infrastructure like pipes, towers, and ditches send that water to your home and farmland. Numbers of people going about life do small acts that pollute or prevent pollution. Young people and their families have the power to protect water at its source. We humans and other living organisms, such as animals, plants, and fungi, need fresh water to thrive. We don't want to contaminate our fresh water with pollution because it can make us and our animals sick and harm our crops and local wildlife.
This is the model.
The rocks down at the bottom?
Yeah. Right here where the grass is.
So if that's grass, what's all the rest?
This is dirt and it's underground.
Let's take a look at how groundwater can be polluted. There are 3 common ones: oil and gasoline, septic tanks, fertilizers. So what can we do? We can change our behavior or equipment when we discover new ways to keep source water clean. You can grow up to farm on your family's land and do your best to protect fresh water. And you can talk to your family about protecting source water nowadays. The adults in your life know a lot, and so do you.
If you store gasoline on your property, above ground or underground, get a family member to help you check for leaks every once in a while. Oils and grease down the sink clog pipes. Soak it up with paper towels or kitty litter first, then throw it away. Only flush toilet paper, water, and what comes out of your body. Anything else, especially wipes, creates a backed up, mucky mess for your home and groundwater. Never experiment with chemicals without an adult. And check with your family that the chemicals around your house are safely stored. If you need to get rid of a toxic chemical, wait for a hazardous waste day when your community will collect harsh chemicals. Never pour these down the drain, inside or outside. Thank you for considering your fresh drinking water sources. Keep it clean, because we're all downstream.